The sixth house in Vedic astrology represents struggle, but it also represents the strength that develops because of struggle. In Sanskrit, the sixth house is known as Shatru Bhava. Shatru means enemies, but the concept of enemies in astrology is deeper than simply people who oppose you. The sixth house represents obstacles, conflicts, debts, diseases, competition. In other words, the sixth house represents the problems that require effort to overcome. Without the sixth house, growth would be impossible, because growth only occurs when we face resistance. This is why the sixth house is considered a house of service and discipline. The sixth house teaches us how to deal with life's imperfections, illness, competition, disagreements, work pressures. The strength of the sixth house shows how well a person handles adversity. Some people collapse when challenges appear. Others become stronger through those challenges. The sixth house often reveals this difference. Now, let's explore one of the most important themes of the sixth house: daily work and routine. The 10th house represents career and reputation, but the sixth house represents the daily effort required to maintain life. Work schedules, responsibilities, service to others. Someone with a strong sixth house often develops discipline through routine. They may work in environments where responsibility and problem solving are constant. Healthcare, law, military service, public administration. These types of professions frequently reflect strong sixth house influence. Now let's talk about health. The sixth house is one of the key houses related to disease, but it does not simply indicate illness. It represents how the body responds to imbalance. Lifestyle choices, diet, exercise, daily habits. When the sixth house is balanced, individuals often develop strong health routines. When challenged, health issues may arise due to stress or poor habits. Now let's explore the sixth house and conflict. Conflict is not always negative. Competition forces improvement. Rivals sharpen skill. The sixth house represents the arena where personal strength is tested. Athletes, lawyers, soldiers, and entrepreneurs often show strong sixth house activity because they operate in environments where opposition exists. Now let's discuss the karmic meaning of the sixth house. In Vedic philosophy, the sixth house is connected with karmic debts, situations that require repayment, lessons that cannot be avoided. Sometimes these appear as difficult co-workers, financial obligations, or health challenges that force lifestyle changes. But these experiences are not punishments. They are opportunities to develop strength and awareness. Now let's explore planets in the sixth house. The sun in the sixth house can create strong leadership in competitive environments, but it may also bring conflict with authority figures early in life. The moon in the sixth house may produce emotional sensitivity to stress, Routine becomes extremely important for maintaining balance. Mars in the sixth house can be very powerful. Mars thrives in competitive environments. This placement often produces fighters, athletes, and determined problem solvers. Mercury in the sixth house may produce analytical ability in solving complex problems. These individuals may excel in research, medicine, or strategy. Jupiter in the sixth house may create a desire to help others through service. But it can also require learning humility through difficult situations. Venus in the sixth house may bring lessons about relationships through workplace interactions. Saturn in the sixth house can produce extraordinary endurance. But success often comes slowly through persistence. Rahu in the sixth house can create intense ambition to defeat obstacles. It can produce powerful strategists and competitors. Ketu in the sixth house may bring detachment from conflict. These individuals may resolve disputes in unusual ways. Now let's examine the sixth house from the moon chart. From the moon, the sixth house reveals emotional reactions to stress. Some people respond to pressure calmly. Others feel overwhelmed. The moon chart helps reveal these internal responses. When both Lagna and moon charts show strong sixth house influence, individuals often develop remarkable resilience. They become capable of facing life's difficulties with discipline. Now let's explore the spiritual dimension of the sixth house. The sixth house represents service, helping others, solving problems, reducing suffering. In many spiritual traditions, service is considered one of the highest forms of practice because service dissolves ego. It shifts attention away from personal pride and toward collective well-being. Now let's discuss how to strengthen the sixth house. Maintain consistent daily routines. Take responsibility for health and well-being. Address conflicts directly rather than avoiding them. And most importantly, develop resilience through discipline. Because the sixth house does not remove problems from life. Instead, it teaches us how to overcome them. Ultimately, the sixth house asks one powerful question. When life becomes difficult, do you collapse or do you become stronger? Because the true purpose of the sixth house is not suffering. It is strength through adversity. To understand the sixth house more deeply, we must recognize that this house represents karma in action. While some houses reveal talents or blessings, the sixth house reveals situations that require effort to overcome. This is why the sixth house is closely connected with karmic debts. In Sanskrit, this concept is often related to rina, meaning obligation or debt. These obligations may appear in many forms. Responsibilities toward family members, work obligations that require discipline, health challenges that force lifestyle change, or conflicts that demand maturity and restraint. The sixth house teaches us how to respond when life becomes demanding. Some people try to avoid challenges, but the sixth house does not allow avoidance forever. Eventually, situations arise that require responsibility. And when these situations appear, the strength of the sixth house becomes visible. Now let's explore the connection between the sixth house and discipline. Discipline is not simply about working harder, it is about developing consistency. Small actions repeated daily, healthy routines, structured habits, because the sixth house governs the daily systems that support life stability. Without structure, energy becomes scattered, but when routines are established, progress becomes sustainable. This is why the sixth house is often strong in the charts of people who succeed through persistence. Doctors, athletes, military officers, researchers. These professions require consistent effort over long periods of time. Now let's examine the relationship between the sixth house and enemies. In classical astrology, enemies do not always refer to personal hatred. Instead, enemies often represent competition, opposition, situations where others challenge your abilities. Competition is one of the most powerful forces for personal growth. Without rivals, improvement often slows, but when competition exists, individuals are forced to sharpen their skills. This is why many successful individuals show strong sixth house placements. They thrive in environments where challenges are constant. Now let's explore the connection between the sixth house and mental resilience. When life becomes difficult, the mind can respond in several ways. Some people become discouraged, others become stronger. The sixth house often reveals how individuals react under pressure. If this house is strong, the individual may develop determination during adversity. If challenged, stress may feel overwhelming until discipline is cultivated. Understanding the sixth house allows individuals to respond consciously rather than emotionally. Now let's explore the connection between the sixth house and healing professions. Many healers have strong sixth house influence. Doctors, therapists, nurses, caregivers. These professions involve reducing suffering, managing illness, supporting recovery, because the sixth house is closely connected with the process of healing. Now let's examine the relationship between the sixth house and the 12th house. These two houses form an important axis. The sixth house represents illness, the 12th house represents hospitals, isolation, and recovery environments. Together, they reveal how individuals experience health challenges and healing processes. Now let's examine the relationship between the sixth house and the 10th house. The 10th house represents career reputation. The sixth house represents daily effort. Without the discipline of the sixth house, the achievements of the 10th house cannot exist because reputation is built through consistent work. Now, let's explore the sixth house from the moon chart. From the moon, the sixth house reveals emotional reactions to difficulty. Some individuals feel motivated when pressure increases, others feel drained or anxious. Understanding the moon chart helps explain these emotional responses. When both the Lagna chart and moon chart show strong sixth house influence, individuals often develop powerful resilience. They may face many challenges early in life, but those challenges often produce remarkable strength later. Now let's explore the spiritual meaning of the sixth house. In spiritual philosophy, service is considered one of the most important paths to growth. Service reduces ego. It shifts attention away from personal pride and toward helping others. The sixth house represents this principle, working quietly, solving problems, helping others improve their lives. Because sometimes the greatest spiritual growth occurs not through meditation alone, but through meaningful service. Now let's discuss how to strengthen the sixth house. Develop consistent daily routines. Take responsibility for health and well-being. Address conflicts directly rather than avoiding them. And develop patience when facing difficulties. Because the purpose of the sixth house is not punishment, it is preparation. Preparation for becoming stronger, wiser, and more disciplined. Ultimately, the sixth house asks one powerful question. When life becomes difficult, do you resist the challenge or grow through it? because the sixth house represents the strength that emerges when we face adversity with courage. If this exploration of the sixth house helped you understand your challenges, discipline, and resilience more clearly, comment below whether you feel your life struggles have made you stronger over time. And if you're continuing this structured journey through Vedic astrology, make sure you're subscribed for next week's episode, Understanding Life Through the Lens of Vedic Astrology.